Imagine a building that is 100% efficient. The wind flows around it like water. The solar panels are aligned milliseconds to the sun's position. It uses zero waste. On paper, it's a masterpiece. But when you walk inside, you feel like you're standing in the middle of a spreadsheet. It feels like the waiting room in the hospital. It's cold, it's sterile, it's just correct, but nothing else. Today we're doing a deep dive into AI and architecture.
Useful Thoughts Video Podcast.
I talk about why AI is the best intern we could have, but why it's also a complete disaster. We're going to look at why a machine can build a house, but only a human soul can build a home. And we're going to talk about why mathematics and algorithms are actually the enemy of vibes. Let's start with what AI is actually good for in architecture. AI is incredible at the boring stuff. If you give it the parameters, zoning levels, structure, loads, budget, it can handle the brute force. It can generate 5,000 layouts while you are still arguing with your client whether they can't have a marble waterfall in their apartment or something like that. But here's the joke. Just because AI can create 5,000 plans in seconds, it doesn't mean there's actually one plan which is actually good. So AI has all the data, yes, but it doesn't actually know you. It's just processing variables. So here's what I think about AI. I think AI lives in a box, in a data center. AI doesn't have a body. It doesn't know what it's like to feel a cold draft on your ankles, or the wooden floor cracking under your feet, or the balcony with the sunshine, or a garden with a pool. AI can't even see photos of these things because AI is not able to see as it doesn't have eyes. So AI can analyze beauty, but it cannot actually experience it. As an architect, you have to interact with the physical world. You have to go to the site and be there and talk to people. You have to smell the mud and feel the humidity. You have to realize that the beautiful glass wall that is so fancy in your renderings is actually a death trap for birds. And also a nightmare for the person who will clean it. AI cannot walk to the construction site and realize that the contractor is having a bad day and giving a coffee before he starts working. He might ruin the foundation without his coffee. You know, the physical world is messy, it's irrational and unpredictable. AI hates that. AI wants everything to be a variable it can change. But architecture is about managing the uncontrollable parts of reality. So how can we collaborate with AI? Think of AI as a chaos generator. It gives you all the possibilities, and some of them might be brilliant, but most of them look like they have been designed by a drunk monkey. Your job as a human architect is to be a curator for everything which AI does and does not. You need to train AI. You need to educate AI so you can collaborate with it in a way that is actually economically senseful. You need to educate AI. You need to teach AI. You need to treat AI as it was an intern who has no clue about the architecture business. It must be you who looks at the floor plan and says, well, this hallway is 10% too wide according to the math, but it actually feels great. You must be the one who introduces intentional inefficiency. What's that? Well, we humans, we don't live in straight lines. We are messy. Also, we have emotions. We have a heart and a soul. If you design a house that is 100% efficient, it may be 0% comfortable and cozy. You probably have designed a prison, a place where you just want to get out to breathe. And finally, let's get into the philosophical part of the story. What is a soul? For an architect, the soul is the irrational choice that makes sense. Think about your inner monologue when you walk into a Gothic cathedral. The math would say, it's an inefficient waste of stone and work. It is cold, it is dark, it took 100 years to build it, 10 people died during the construction. But when you stand inside such a great architecture, then you feel something. You might feel small or terrified, or you might be inspired by the heavenly light that shines into the cathedral. An AI would look at the cathedral and say,
we could fit 400 more apartments in here if we would just lower the ceiling.
That's architecture ad absurdum, for those who learned Latin. It's absurd architecture. No, it's actually not absurd architecture. It's an absurd thinking about architecture. You know, aesthetics aren't just pretty pictures. Aesthetics are the physical manifestation of human emotion. A new building is a memory you haven't had yet. If architecture is designed by a machine which has no memories, then it's just empty space. So what will happen in the future to us human architects? Will we be replaced by AI? Well, the normal architects, the ones who just want to draw lines and do their work and then go home, they should be worried, I guess. AI is going to eat their lunch. But what about the good architects, the visionaries? The ones who understand that the building is a conversation between light and land and the people inside it? These people are irreplaceable. So if you feel that you are that kind of a visionary architect, then stop worrying. AI cannot understand and therefore not simulate the feeling of a home. It can't understand the way a room changes when you're having a fight with your partner, or the way it feels when you bring back a baby from the hospital. Those emotions are the dark matter of architecture, and I mean this in a very positive way. You can't measure this dark matter, but it holds everything together. And without it, the whole system wouldn't work. So what's my useful thought for today? As an architect, do not try to out-calculate a computer, because you just can't. You will lose. Instead, try to out-feel the computer, because that's your superpower as a human being. Focus on the stuff that doesn't make sense on the spreadsheet. If you're an architect, stop being a technician and start to become a psychologist for spaces. Because out of these 5,000 plans, there is only one plan that is going to matter, and that's the one who contains a little bit of your craziness as a human being. So now, as you have watched this video and you're worrying about your job as an architect, or you're just a fan of these buildings that look like filing cabinets, whatever it is, just let me know in the comments. And hey, if you want to support an actual human creator, one who actually drinks coffee, then you can buy me one. The link to do so is in the bottom of the video description. And that's it for today. I hope to see you in the next one.